Hello everyone. I hope all you are doing well. I'm Pramanik. I am an assistant professor in CSC AIML department. So it's my pleasure to welcome you to today's session. Today we will discuss about basic introduction of SQL. So today we will learn about what is SQL, why to learn SQL, advantages of SQL, disadvantages of SQL, SQL syntax, and few constraint, SQL command, and how many types of SQL commands are there we will learn today. So now coming to the definition of SQL. So here SQL stands for Structured Query Language, which is a computer language for storing, manipulating, and retrieving data stored in a relational database. So, if you will use the SQL, then time by using this SQL, you can store, manipulate, and retrieving data from the database. So, everything has one cause. So here, why we will learn SQL? If you will ask me, ma'am, why we will learn the SQL, then time I can say you that SQL is a very most important language. So that's why we will learn, and it is a must for the students and working professionals to become a great software engineer, specifically when they are working a software domain. And it is a fairly easy to learn. So, if you are starting to learn any programming language, then it is very much advised that you should also learn SQL and other database related concepts to become a complete software programmer. So, it's the common language used almost in every application software, including banking, finance, education, security, etc. So now coming to advantages. So if we will use the SQL, then it has also few advantages like no programming needed. So what is the meaning of this line? No programming needed. Actually, SQL doesn't require a large number of coding lines for managing the database systems. We can easily access and maintain the database by using simple SQL syntactical rules. These simple rules make the SQL user friendly. Now coming to high speed query processing. High speed query processing means a large amount of data is accessed quickly and efficiently from the database by using SQL queries. For example, insertion, deletion, and updation operation on data or performed is a less time. Now coming to the standard language. SQL follows the long established standard of ISO and ANSI, which offer a uniform platform across the globe to all its users and more than one data view. What is the meaning of this line? The SQL language also helps in making the multiple views of the database structure for the different database users. So those are the advantages of the SQL. Now coming to the disadvantages. So, uh, so there are few disadvantages of course. So the first point is cost. Second point is partial database control, and third point is interface is complex. So what is the meaning of cost here? Actually, the operational cost of some SQL version is very high. That's why some programmers cannot use the structured query language. And partial database control, it is a kind of rules which are hidden. So data professionals and users who are using the query language, they cannot have full database control. And now coming to interface is complex. What is the meaning of this line? Actually, this is a big disadvantage uh, because it is very difficult, which makes it difficult for SQL user to use manage it. Now coming to the syntax. See, actually we are learning this SQL because by using SQL we will create one database, we will can create table. So if we want to create any table, then time we have to know few things like syntax, constraints, data type, and many more things we will discuss later. So now coming to the syntax. So in this SQL, we have few syntax like SQL doesn't have any case sensitive. What is the meaning of this thing? If you can write the keywords of SQL in both uppercase and lowercase, but my from my end, I will suggest you that if you want to write in SQL query, then time always use uppercase because it will improve the readability of SQL query. Next thing, that SQL syntax are dependent on text lines. We can place a single SQL statement on one or multiple text line. If you want to place it one line, it's okay. And if you want to put in a multiple text line, it's also okay. It depends on you. Next, you can perform most of the action in a database with SQL statements. And SQL syntax depends on relational algebra and tuple relation calculation. Okay, don't worry. Actually, we will learn later relational algebra and tuple relational calculus. Few minutes ago, just I have told you that if you want to create one table, then you have to follow few things like syntax, constant. So we have learned about the syntax. Now we will learn about the constant. So here constant means nothing but it is a rule. So if you want to create one table, then you have to put few specific rule. So for example, not null constant. Not null constant means it ensures that a column cannot have a null value. It should be some value. And default constant. It provides a default value for a column when none is specified. Unique key ensures that all the values in a column are different. Primary key uniquely identifies with each row or record in a database table. Foreign key uniquely identifies a row or record in any another database table. Once we will start to create table, then time we will use all of those constants like non-null constant, default constant, unique constant, primary key and foreign key constant. Then time we will learn more about those constants. Okay, now coming to the next slide. Types of SQL commands. So there are five types of SQL commands like DDL, DML, DCL, TCL and DQL. So here DDL stands for Data Definition Language. DML stands for Data Manipulation Language. And DCL stands for Data Control Language. TCL stands for Transaction Control Language. And DQL Data Query Language. Don't worry, we will learn one by one. So first of all, today we will learn basically DDL, Data Definition Language. So actually by using data definition language, we can change the structure of tables, for example, tables creation, deletion or updates. Here some commands that come under DDL like create, alter, drop, truncate. So let's see how to create a table. Actually, whatever we have discussed here, create, alter, drop, truncate. So once we will do hands-on program in our practical, then time we will do. Now in this time, just we will see the only syntax. Let's go. So first command create. Basically, it is used to create a new table in the database. Okay, so it has a syntax like in this way. See, so if you want to create one table, then time you have to write like this syntax create table, then table name. You have to open the first parenthesis, then time you have to put the column name, data type, respective the column name, you have to put the data type and then constraint. We have discussed earlier the constraint and I hope you know the concept of data type. So if you will put here one roll number, then time you have to put the integer data type. If you will use one name, then time you have to use the varchar data type. If you want to just add one date of birth or something, then time you have to use the date data type and along with constant. So in this way, suppose create table and table name, column 1, column 2 and so on column, column number n. And then time you have to close the first parenthesis and you have to put the semicolon. Remind it. Now coming to the alter command. This command is used to delete, modify or add constant or columns in the existing table. So a few minutes ago, just I have told you that by using the alter command, we can add, remove, and make changes to column in existing table. So what is the syntax for it? Suppose alter table, table name, add column name and data type. And another way we can just use the drop command here, like alter table, table name, drop, column name, and you have to put the semicolon. Don't worry, we will learn about it hands-on coding in our lab also. Now coming to truncate command. This command is used to delete the information present in the table but doesn't delete the table. So once you use this command, your information will be lost but not the table. So what is the syntax for it? Truncate table and table name. Always remember this thing. Once if you will use this command, then time information will be lost, but not the table structure. And now coming to the drop. This statement is used to drop an existing database. So once if you want to use this drop command, then time you have to follow this syntax: drop database and database name. Okay. Now coming to DML, data manipulation language. So by using this DML, we can easily access, store, modify, update and delete the existing records from the database. So here also few commands are present. So suppose insert, update, delete, select, etc. So insert means if you want to add some phrase data into the table, then time you have to use the insert command. And update, if you want to change something, then time you have to the update command. And delete and select, get information out of one or more tables. Then time you have to use the select command. So other than we will learn the hands-on programming later. Thank you. And one more thing, just I want to show you a few hands-on programming here. So uh, once we will execute any query, then time we will use MySQL Workbench. So what is this MySQL Workbench? It is a official GUI, graphical user interface tool for MySQL. Okay, it allows you to design, create and browse your database schemas work with database objects and insert data, as well as design and run SQL queries to work with stored data. Okay, so if you want to create one table, then time you have to open it, and it will show you open connection something. Let me, okay, see. So I want to create a phrase database. So I have told you, if you want to create something, then time you have to yes create command. So here I am creating one database. So I will write create database. Suppose database name data one. Now I'm executing this line. Okay. So I have created data one database. So how can I see that yes, I have already created this thing. So you have to come the schemas and you have to do this refresh all, and here see we can see the data one database here. So we can see here so many databases are present. So in this time I want to use only data one database. So I will write this thing data one. That means in this time I am using the data one database. So now I'm going to create one small table. Suppose create table student. Student. This is the student is a table name. Now I'm giving the column name. Suppose roll number, roll number, and now I have to put the data type. Suppose it's int and it should be primary key. Earlier I have told that column name, then data type, and then the constant. Here primary key is a constant and int is a data type. Okay. Now student name. Student name, it should be varchar. I'm giving limit, suppose 30, and I'm giving the constant not null. I'm giving the age int not null constant. Semicolon. I will just run this line. Okay, I have executed. Now I want to see the structure of the table. Okay, so then time I have to use select star from table name. So here what is our table name? Here our table name is student. See, this is the roll number, student name and age. So these are the column, roll number, student name and age. See, from here we can also see the suppose to refresh all the table. See, this is the student table. We have created one student table here. And under the student table, we can see few columns, roll number, is name and age. Okay, so today we have learned the basic idea of SQL and how to create a table and database, and how can we see the columns, each and everything. So next, from the next lecture, we will learn about how to insert data inside the table. Thank you.